Now we move on to the World Challenge Cups, of which there will be another 5 after Bulgaria moves to Uzbekistan, Slovenia, then on to Hungary in September, and last, France. They'll be looking to have power throughout and also stick the final landing for a 0.1 bonus. Victor Tournecourt leading the way. Next, in the qualifiers, he had a difficulty of 5 to qualify first. Just a slight adjustment there. Nice on the twisting, keeping the heels together. Good execution on the floor work. Oh, double pike to finish. Just missed out on the landing, so won't get the stick bonus. But overall, an impressive display. So he qualified in first place, so he will be very much hoping to get off to a strong start, get a good score to put pressure on the other gymnasts. His qualification score was 13.666, so we get a chance to have another look. Double tuck. Really impressed with him on those twists. Very nice on the execution. Just couldn't hold it at the end to get that bonus. Body was a bit low down, so he had no choice but to take a jump forward. Years of age. Took part at the Junior World Championships just a few years ago when it was held in Turkey. 13.466. So a 0.2 deduction from his qualification score. On now to Botond Molnar from Hungary, qualified second. He had a higher degree difficulty than Tournecourt in the qualifiers of 5.2. Excellent start. Brilliant. So confident. Just slight adjustments there. Steady on the diagonal armed handstand. And the scale. Oh, what a shame. Just going out of the area. That's a 0.1 deduction. should hopefully get the 0.1 stick bonus for that final landing there. He looks delighted with that. He got off to such a strong start. Very impressive indeed. Score to beat, 13.466. Really solid there. Just a slight adjustment needed there. So it shows the flexibility. So 13.466 is the score to beat. He got 13.666, which was the same as Tournecourt in the qualifiers. But those scores don't carry through at all. It's purely what we've seen today. He was 0.2 lower on execution in the qualifiers. Always lovely to see. Oh, 13.166. The 0.1 penalty there for his foot going out. Difficulty of 5.0. So he has reduced the difficulty since the qualifiers.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Guatemala,
Jaco Baudet qualified in 5th place, representing Guatemala. Well, it's not the start he wanted, unfortunately. Just appears to be a little bit nervous. Good. The double layout to finish just looked a little bit like he wasn't settled at the beginning there, but got more into the performance during the middle section and towards the end. The difficulty of 5.1 in the qualifications. Took part in the Pan and Junior Championships back in 2024, where he finished 6th on the floor. Here had the same as Zavary on the difficulty and the execution, hence why they tied. If it's the same score, it's always the if you get more on the execution, that is what carries more weight. But they were exactly tied on each one. Not as experienced when it comes to World Cups and World Challenge Cups, so he has done extremely well to qualify to get into the finals today. 11.966, that puts him into 3rd place. 6.966 on the execution, so unfortunately that is quite a bit down on the qualifications, where he got 8.2. But it's shown what he is capable of.
Representing Uzbekistan, Rajvan Karnijanov.
Next up, from Uzbekistan, Ravshan Kamilyanov. Qualified 4th. Has a lower degree difficulty in qualification at 4.9. What 0.1 deduction there for the foot coming out. Nice twisting. Building up there for the last pass. He did have a flicker of movement at the end, so we'll have to wait and see whether he's going to be credited with the 0.1. Has medalled at World Challenge Cups before on different apparatus. At the World Cups last year, he had an 18th and a 22nd on a floor. So congratulations to him for qualifying for this final today. 13.366 was his qualification score. 8.466 when it came to execution. As I say, his difficulty is slightly down on some of the other competitors for the 22-year-old. Comes from Tashkent. 13.166. 8.366 on the execution. That 0.1 penalty for the foot coming out. So on total score, that's the same score as the Hungarian. As we will shortly move on to the last 4, they have a chance to warm up first. That was a change made a few years ago now. It's a good change because otherwise it was a long time for some of these gymnasts to wait after warming up before they could actually walk out onto the field of play. So a really good change there. And we will be leading the way with Martin Mikic from Austria. We'll be starting off the last 4. Currently in the lead, Victor Tournicourt from Belgium, 13.466. So Martin Mikic from Austria, qualified 7th, the difficulty of 5.0. 23-year-old from Klagenfurt. Certainly using the whole area, 12 meters by 12 meters, the floor. really good amplitude at the end there, but just that little step back, meaning he won't get the stick bonus. Good originality though, and certainly got the height, and he looks delighted with that. Qualified in 7th place. Competed at the World Cup last year, finishing 17th on the floor. That was the one in Germany. Good double pike there. And then he was 4th on the floor in Bulgaria. So obviously he likes competing here in Varna. He was off the podium then. I wonder if he will just be able to move up to get that podium place today. 8.166 was his execution. That was back for the qualifiers, the 8.166. So 13.466 is the score to beat. 13.3. So that is an improvement since the qualifiers. That does put him into 2nd place at the moment with 3 more to go. And the next one is the person lying in 3rd place after the qualifiers, Dimitar Dimitrov from Bulgaria. 5.2, he has higher difficulty from qualification. So much height then. Oh. Looked like it was just the 1 foot out though, so just a 0.1 deduction. If it was the whole body, it would be 0.3. Solid there. The diagonal armed handstand. Hold for 2 seconds. His balance moves. Very nice on the twist and the layout. Quite a big step forward just at the end there. You can see the frustration on his face. He wanted that 0.1 stick bonus. Yeah, and you could say actually, well, it's only 0.1. It makes a big difference. It can be the difference between qualifying for your finals, not getting into a finals. It can be the difference of being on the podium or not on the podium. The scores are all so close when it comes to artistic gymnastics. They're all keen to maximise, especially if they have lost 0.1, had the deduction for the foot going out. As we see here, struggled so hard there, but had no choice at all. I really liked the height that he got here and his balance. Showed so much skill. Had a lot of power, strong, fast on the twists, but at times looked really quite elegant as well. It's a good tumbling, but it's a 13.133. That 0.1 penalty. Difficulty 5.2 again, but he has dropped 0.4 on his execution, so that's really frustrating for him. 2 more to go. This is Timo Eder. In qualification had the highest degree difficulty at 5.5, but then he had the lowest execution, 7.733. Can he nail the execution today? Well, that's certainly not going to help. Just didn't get around. Managed to keep the feet within the lines there. It wasn't the steadiest of landings. Oh, worked hard there, but just letting one foot come behind, so he won't get the 0.1 stick bonus either. Frustrating for him. You go out there, you visualize the performance, you want to go out there and do your very best. Not only for yourself, but also for the coaching team and everything. There was a lot of good stuff, though, within the routine. Just frustrating when you don't nail those landings. Really kept the legs nicely together on the twists. So 13.466 is still the score to beat. Victor Tournecourt absolutely assured of a podium place. Just 2 more scores to come in, this one and our final competitor, but it's a 12.200. The execution has dropped again, and that's bound to happen as he fell.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Hungary,
the last to compete, Szilard Severi, tied 5th in qualification. Just managing to stay in the lines after the double layout. Double front. Good control. Impressive performance overall. Just a few little adjustments on those landings for Szilard Severi. 13.3 was his score in qualification. And if he was to get that again today, that would assure him of a podium place. those little hops forward. Competed at the World Championships last year. Finished 27th. Was a finalist in Qatar at the World Cup. And he finished 6th in the floor. .8, so it's not going to be a medal for him today. And here we have the final standing. It's gold to Viktor Tornicourt, silver to Martin Mikic and Ravshan Kamilyanov from Uzbekistan, taking the bronze just ahead of Botan Molnar with a slightly higher execution score.
Representing Uzbekistan,
Ravshan Kamilyanov, Uzbekistan, taking the bronze.
Silver medal representing Austria, Martin Mikic.
Martin Mikic from Austria, he takes the silver.
And first place in gold medal representing Belgium, Viktor Tornicourt.
And what a moment for Viktor Tornicourt from Belgium, taking the gold medal, a score of 13.466.
Second place awards Mayor of City of Varna, and first place our Minister of Youth and Sport, Andrea.
Първо място награждава министърът на младежта и спорта Енчо Кирязов.
So it's gold to Viktor Tornicourt from Belgium, 13.466. The silver, Martin Mikic from Austria, 13.300. And the bronze to Ravshan Kamilyanov, 13.166, representing Uzbekistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise up for the national anthem of Belgium.
Here we have the start list. Ravshan Kamilyanov leading the way. He's already won a bronze today on the floor, so he certainly had a busy afternoon. That's Whitlock, very much looking forward to seeing him compete. He will be going 5th from Great Britain, and obviously we'll talk more about that in a short while. So we are about to start. The bronze medalist from the floor exercise will be leading the way. Ravshan Kamilyanov qualified in 4th place. His difficulty then was a 5.6. Excellent momentum here in one-handled work. Good travel. Like the extension as well that he has in his legs and his feet. Looked a little bit wobbly just at the very end, but overall a very good performance there from Ravsham Kamil Janov. 14.133 was his overall qualification score. As I say, that was in 4th place. Took a silver at the World Challenge Cup last year when it was held in his home country, Uzbekistan. Took part in the World University Games in Germany last year, finishing 5th on this apparatus. Silver as well at the World Challenge Cup in Bulgaria, here in Varna a couple of years ago. So is that an omen for him today? 14.166. He has increased his score from qualification by 0.33.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Croatia,
Mateo Zigic from Croatia qualified in 8th place. He normally has a slightly lower degree of difficulty than Kamil Janov, the 24-year-old from Varazdin. Started when he was age 6, selected when the coach came to visit the school. His aim is to be a gymnastics coach one day as well. Inspire the youngsters. Keeping the heels firmly together, getting the propulsion. Oh, what a shame. Completely lost form. The legs came apart, and that will be a full point deduction. Very frustrating for him. But as a positive, he is here in the final. There were many that took part in the qualification that would love to be able to say that they were a finalist in a World Challenge Cup. And really losing the form as well. Did very well to keep that going. So hard. Well, all credit to him for getting it back together again for the latter part of his programme. But yes, of course, he will be very disappointed that he didn't come out here and do his absolute best on this occasion. But there will be many other occasions, I'm sure. He's competed at 6 World Cups and often has just missed actually qualifying for the finals on this apparatus. But when it comes to the World Challenge Cups, he has had a 4th place in Hungary last year and an 8th place in France, taking a bronze medal back in 2024. 2 bronze medals, one in Slovenia and one in Bulgaria as well. So he is used to being on the podium, but sadly not going to be his day today. .4 was his difficulty in qualifying. He says he loves the adrenaline in the sport. 11.966. So that's nearly a 2-point deduction on the score he got in the qualifiers. Laurent Dumonc from the Netherlands. 5.7 was his difficulty in qualification, where he finished 5th with a 14.06. What can he do today? Needs to keep the speed going here. It's a little bit slow. That's better. Getting the momentum now. It's so hard to stay above those handles. Good travel. Safely through the handstand to finish. Just was a bit concerned for him on the first part of that, but it wasn't a problem for him. Managed to keep it going, the 26-year-old. He was the first artistic gymnast from the Netherlands to win a medal on this apparatus when he took a silver at the European Championships back in 2022. 8th at the Olympic Games. He's competed extensively in World Cups as well. It was 6 altogether. 14.166 the score to beat. 14.066 was his score in qualification, so it's very close. If it's the same as qualification, he has 0.1 more on the difficulty. .733, so a slight deduction. The difficulty was the same, but a slight deduction on that execution.
Representing Kazakhstan,
Roman Keyige from Kazakhstan. One of the 18-year-olds, qualified as 7th. Very nice one-handled work, but yeah, slightly lost form there. Oh. He'll be making his coach nervous at times. Good speed now. And a stronger finish there. Just a little bit loss of form throughout the programme for the 18-year-old. Competed at the Junior World Championships last year, finished 29th in the all-around and 7th in this apparatus. So he really is a talent coming through. So Roman Kigai, 13.966 was his score in qualification. If he was to get that again, it would be enough to put him into 2nd place. But did lack a little bit of form a couple of times. A strong finish. .4 was his difficulty. It's a 13.6. So it's good. It is into 2nd place. About a 0.36 deduction on what he had in the qualifications. Sorry, that puts him into 3rd place. 1st place is Ravshan Kamil Janov, 14.166. Lauren de Monk currently lying second at 13.733. And Roman Kugoi, 13.6 into third place. As the final four warm up, the next one on this apparatus will be Max Whitlock from Great Britain. Started with the highest degree difficulty. That was in qualification. Is a role model to many. Has set up the Max Whitlock gymnastic clubs to transform gymnastics in a primary school. He's 33 years of age. He's been doing gymnastics since he was 7. Paris, as I said earlier, was going to be his final Olympics, but he wanted to be the first male gymnast to medal at 4 successive games on a single apparatus. Finished 4th, which is a huge frustration for him. Took him a long time to get over that, and to the delight of everyone, decided to make a comeback. Announced it at the end of last year. Will be competing at the Commonwealth Games this year. Has never won a gold in that on the pommel horse. Has won medals in other events, but the gold in the pommel horse has always eluded him. But what a career he has had. Although he qualified 6th, he's got to be a contender here due to his precision and his experience and the difficulty that he goes for as well.
Warm-up is over. Good luck.
So we welcome Matt Whitlock. It's not easy when you've had a break to then come back, so it's great to see him competing here at this World Challenge Cup. Max Whitlock from Great Britain.
Olympic champion, Max Whitlock.
Sixth qualifier. Absolutely has the potential to be right up at the top of the rankings. Here we go. Good extension in legs and feet. Getting the speed, the momentum. Well, frustration for him there. He always goes for a difficult program. And of course, there will be the 1 point deduction now. Encouragement from the coaches, that's all they can do at this moment. The height that he gets there. And kept his nerve till the end after a disappointing performance for him. It is so hard. You go to an Olympic Games, you think you're going to be retiring. You know, he's 33 years of age now. It takes a lot then to get back into it. I admire him so much for the hard work that he is putting into it. But now he just needs to get used to a competition experience again, to embed everything that he knows, and I know he will be back. From the South Essex Gymnastics Club in Basildon. His wife Leah coaches at the club as well. As I said, he set up the Max Whitlock gymnastic clubs, which have been a big success for him. Plenty of opportunities ahead this year before the World Championships to compete at the highest level. But it's good to be here competing at the World Challenge Cup to start building on that journey. 11.8. Frustrating, disappointing for him. His teammate now representing Bulgaria, David Ivanov, qualified in first place. He also goes normally with a high degree difficulty of 6. The 18-year-old has learnt an awful lot from Max Whitlock over the years. He would have been disappointed as well to watch that performance before, so he needs to get his mind focused on his own performance now. Very good height, plenty of room between him and the handles. Excellent, brilliant, and the crowd appreciated that. Superb so far, but he did fall off right at the end at the last World Cup. So he'll need to keep his concentration. Fabulous. Brilliant. Absolutely superb there from David Ivanov. As the commentator from Osijek said, he really is the real deal. Words from Ollie Hogben. He's entered 3 World Cups. Took gold in Azerbaijan on this apparatus. He was so good on the flares as well, shows so much precision. Really nice construction of the whole routine as well, and that was very much appreciated by the crowd. 14.166 is the score to beat. Well, he got the fist pump from the coach there. Absolutely a superb performance.
Second time the charm, let's go.
14.633 as expected. Absolutely puts him into first place, so a medal is assured. 2 more to compete. The first of those is Ihor Dishuk from Ukraine. Qualified 3rd, 14.166. David Ivanov has increased his score. Can Ihor Dishuk do the same? Very clean and steady performance there. 14.166 was his qualification score. His difficulty is down on David Ivanov. In qualification it was 5.6 compared to 6, and of course that does make a difference. The 20-year-old took a bronze in Uzbekistan at the World Challenge Cup last year, so he has been on the podium before. Competed at the World Championships last year. That was his first World Championships. I really like the extension that he had in the legs right through to the feet. Showed really good form throughout that. Cleanly through the pirouettes and handstand. 13.9. Slightly down on his qualification score, but currently in the 4th place. No, bronze medal position with one more to go. And that is the current World Cup champion on this apparatus, Zeynola Udrurusov from Kazakhstan, qualified 2nd. Oh, completely losing the form there. That's unlike him. He's normally very steady indeed. Took silver at the World Cup in Egypt and a silver as well in the World Cup in Turkey, having qualified 1st. It's a difficult program. Nice single-handed work, slightly lost control just at the very end there. But I do admire these gymnasts when they know they're going to get a point deduction and then they go back out there and complete the rest of their program very well indeed. So he's just lost form a little bit. Just let the heels come apart, the legs come apart. But this was good. Keeping the legs well above the handles there. Not brushing the table too much. .266 was his scoring qualification. Obviously, it's going to be less than that. Certainly is a specialist when it comes to this apparatus. He's won numerous medals over the years at the World Cups and World Challenge Cups. Plenty of silver and bronzes. Gold seems to be a bit more elusive for him. Well, he has seen the score. See from his reaction, it's bound to be disappointing, really, isn't it? It's a 13.133. So it goes to show how good that score would have been had he not fallen off. And here we have them. David Ivanov for Bulgaria, 14.633 to take the gold. Ravshan Kamilyanov from Uzbekistan, the silver. And Ihor Deshuk from Ukraine, the bronze. Laurent de Monk just missing out for the Netherlands. Disappointment, obviously, for Max Whitlock in 8th place there. We will be back with the medal ceremony shortly.
Place the bronze medal representing Ukraine, Ihor Deshuk.
Трето място и бронзов медал за представителя
For
на
Ukraine,
Украина.
Ihor Dishuk taking the bronze medal.
Representing Uzbekistan, Razvan Kamilyanov.
Ravshan Kamilyanov from Uzbekistan taking the silver.
First place and gold medal, representing Bulgaria,
David Ivanov from Bulgaria taking the gold. What a fabulous display he gave to score 14.633.
Vice Olympic champion Krasimir Dunev.
Трето място награждава Красимир Дунев, президент на Българска федерация по спортна гимнастика.
Second place awards Jung Lee, World Gymnastic Technical Committee member.
Второ място награждава Юнг Ли, член на Олимпийски комитет по световна гимнастика.
And first place awards President of Local Organizing Committee, Olympic medalist and world champion Jordan Jovchev.
Първо място награждава Йордан Йовчев, президент Български организационен комитет.
So gold to David Ivanov from Bulgaria, 14.633. Silver, Ravshan Kamilyanov from Uzbekistan, 14.166. Bronze to Ihor Dishuk from Ukraine, 13.9.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise up for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
Taking gold in front of a home crowd. It doesn't get better than that, does it? Many congratulations to all the competitors. Using the chalk. Make sure they have the grip as we welcome the first competitor, Agrokan Timokonov from Uzbekistan. 4.9 difficulty in qualification. Qualified fourth. Just a few little wobbles there with the top planche. Dropping to the Maltese. Now the swings to hold. A good dismount there. Just a few little fluctuations, just wobbling just a little bit on some of those holds. But overall, a solid performance there. Just not quite getting the vertical line. Needed to get the heels up just a little bit more there. That was a good line. That strength that's needed to do the top planche. Well, to do any of these elements really. But he did that well. Now the swing. Again, very steady there. He won't get the 0.1 for sticking, but other than that, it was a good performance for a 13.466, so slightly higher than in qualification. 0.066. Took gold in this apparatus back at the World Challenge Cup last year. And now we move on to the second gymnast, Artur Sahakian from Germany. Qualified second. What can he do here? Very nicely held there. Excellent on the Maltese, into the iron cross. Working hard to keep that. Just a little bit of overarching to start with there, but then controlled it. Won't get the 0.1 for sticking, but nevertheless, a very good exercise from him there. Scored 13.633 to qualify in a second place. Has a higher degree of difficulty than the gymnast from Uzbekistan that went first. That was very solid there on the cross. Keeping the rings as still as possible. The strength that's needed to be able to do that, quite incredible. Get the speed and then be able to hold it. Remember, the holds have to be for 2 seconds. Just small adjustments on the dismount. .566, so that is enough to go into the lead by 0.1.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Netherlands, Jordi Hagenaar.
Jordi Hagenaar from the Netherlands, qualified 7th. His score was 13.033. Opening the hands out there, which gives a really good line for aesthetics, but also shows control and difficulty. And again, excellent. Fabulous. Needed to be careful there, just a little bit of movement. Oh, a tiny, tiny little step back there at the end. But a good performance. He was hoping to qualify for Paris in 2024. Unfortunately didn't, but I'm sure he will be working very hard to get that qualification for LA 2028. That was fabulous there. Really looked very solid on the Iron Cross. Competed at 2 World Championships. Very nicely through the double tuck there in the pikes. 2 World Championships, 2 World Cups, 2 World Challenge Cups. But one of those, it was a long time ago. So really good to see him here as a finalist. He's had a difficulty of 4.5 in the qualification. .033. The difficulty again is 4.5, and well, the judges are being very consistent, and he is being very consistent. That is exactly the same score as he got in qualification. For Armenia, Artur Arvitasyan qualified first. Current World Cup champion on this apparatus. The specialist. A lot will be watching and learning from him. What can he do today, the 28-year-old? Brilliant. Such control. Holding it steady. Very good on the top lunge. Little bit of flickering there, just a tiny bit. And a slight step forward just at the end of the dismount. 14.3 was his score in qualification, so that would certainly be good enough to put him into first place. European bronze medalist. Says actually one of his proudest moments was when he won the silver at the Europeans, but that was, gosh, 10 years ago now. So he has been competing for a long time, and that means he's certainly very experienced as well. For the World Cups this year, took one of each colour on the medals. Took a bronze in Croatia, a silver in Egypt and a gold in Germany. A true master of this apparatus. .233 puts him into a first place, just slightly less than qualification, but hardly anything at all, .07. But as expecting, leading the way. So coming up in the final four, we have the third place qualifier, Elia Favarus from the Netherlands. We also have Budan Supron from Ukraine, qualified in 5th place. Northan Uderusov qualified 6th. And the final gymnast today will be this competitor, Ulthan Doğan from Turkey, who qualified in 8th place. He was the only one to get that 0.1 stick bonus in a qualification. So can he do it again?
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Netherlands, Elijah Favorites.
The final for gymnasts. Elia Favoris from the Netherlands, qualified in 3rd place. Can he get on the podium today? His difficulty in qualification was 5.0. 19 years of age, the 2nd youngest competitor. Strong on the handstand. Not getting any movement in the legs at all. As he swings through again and catches it. Strong performance there. 13.433 was his scoring qualification. Needs to get higher than that now if he wants to get on the podium. Shoulders a little bit high there. 14th in the steel rings in Croatia at the World Cup. Competed at the World Championships last year, finished 36th on this particular apparatus, 19th on the pommel horse. Hasn't done quite as many World Cups and World Challenge Cups as some of the other competitors. He does sort of one a year. 13.366. Hopefully we'll see more of him this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Ukraine, Bogdan Supran.
Bogdan Supran from Ukraine, qualified in 5th place. 13.233 on that occasion. So another one who needs to increase his score today if he wants to get on the podium. Very nice on the iron cross, opening the hands as well. A little bit of flickering on the handstand. Listening to the Maltese. Oh, just loss of form there. Did well to hold it though. But it has to be 2 seconds. And not getting the dismount that he or the coach wanted on that occasion. So I think he's got to go some to get the same score as he had in the qualifications. Difficulty of 5.1 in qualifying. This was steady. Competed at 2 World Championships. Seventh on this apparatus at the World Cup this season, when it was held in Croatia. Bronze medalist from the World Challenge Cup last year. That was when it was in Hungary. Comes from the Donetsk region. So that will certainly be a 0.3 deduction for the dismount. 12.866. So it won't be a medal for him today, unfortunately.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Kazakhstan, Nurdan Idrisov.
2 more gymnasts to go, and this is Nurdan Idrisov from Kazakhstan. Qualified in 6th place. Nicely through the tucks and the pikes. And catching it nicely. Allowing the judges plenty of time to see the control throughout that performance. Done well to qualify here in this final. Nurdan Idrisov from Kazakhstan. He did get a gold medal actually at the Junior Asian Championships last year in Korea. That was on a different apparatus. It was on the parallel bars. Fourth in the steel rings, so just off the podium on that occasion. Competed in Turkey at the World Cup. 25th on the steel rings. 13.1 was his score in a qualification. To get on the podium, needs a score of more than 13.466. If my calculations are correct. .166, slightly more than qualification, but not quite enough to get him on the podium today. And now we have the last competitor today, Olfan Dolan from Turkey. Doesn't generally go with the highest degree difficulty. It was a 4.1 in a qualification, but he does have good execution. Very tight on the pike coming round there, showing good flexibility. Hardly any movement at all on the handstand. Few little wobbles there. Spoke too soon. Double pike, double tuck. Very controlled. And double pike to finish, and I think he's got the .1 again. He really does nail those dismounts, doesn't he? If that is the case, he will be the only one again, so well done to him. He's just competed at 1 World Championship so far, the 20-year-old. 11th in the steel rings at the World Cup in Egypt. It's very nice the way he moved up into the handstand there. Hopefully he'll get the .1, it should do. Always very tight on it. It has to be deserved. In my opinion, it was. Needs more than 13.466 to get a podium place. And the difficulty, remember, is normally a lot lower, so needs some superb execution scores. It's a 12.9, so he's improved on his score from qualifications, but not quite going to be a podium place. Difficult with only 4.1 difficulty as he had there. Artur Vetisyan taking the gold for Armenia, 14.233. Artur Sakyan for Germany, 13.566, taking the silver. And Akrokon Demirkanov from Uzbekistan, the bronze.
Third place and bronze medal, representing Uzbekistan, Akrokon Demirkanov.
The bronze medal to Akrokon Demirkanov, representing Uzbekistan.
And silver medal, representing Germany, Artur Sakyan.
Artur Sakyan from Germany taking the silver.
And first place and gold medal, representing Armenia, Artur Avetisyan.
And it's a gold for Artur Avetisyan for Armenia.
Third place award, Jingley, World Gymnastic Technical Committee member. Second place award, President of the Bulgarian Federation of Artistic Gymnastics, Vice Olympic Champion, Krasimir Dulev. And first place award, President of Global Organizing Committee, Olympic medalist and World Champion, Jordan Jovčev.
So Artur Avetisyan from Armenia takes the gold with 14.233. Artur Sahakyan from Germany takes the silver, 13.566. And the bronze going to Akrokon Demirkanov from Uzbekistan.
Please rise up for the national anthem of Armenia. Huge applause for the champions.
Some tremendous performances. Congratulations to all of the medalists.